So yeah, to answer your question, one, the pandemic has affected me pretty much the same way it's affected millions of other South Africans, in more than one ways. One, mental health. Two, job losses or loss of income. Three, strain on personal relationships and just how you relate to other people. You know what I mean? Because now all of a sudden I see you, Genevieve, and if you walk up to me and my mask is not on, suddenly I pull it up. You know what I mean? And I feel bad because I feel like I'm sending the message that you're gonna make me sick. So yeah, so it's just had the same effect that it's had the same effect on me as it's had on millions of other people. But we soldier on, and forever grateful to God that one is still alive to even be having such interviews. And thank you again for the opportunity. And yeah. It's not about whether you're collaborating or not. Or rather, collaborations don't have much to do with the current situation or the current climate or the trying times. Collaborations are more to do with the output you want, what you want to achieve out of the collaboration or out of the work. So trying times or not, collaborations don't really affect the climate. My body of work is, well, rather, my album is a gospel album, and it's amapiano fused with gospel. It's less club orientated, but more a body of work for consumption. I didn't make it for the street. Yes, one or two tracks will make it to the streets because they vibe you like that. But for me, it was more about showcasing my talent. And sorry, I'm getting an echo, so I was just turning down my volume. So for me, it was about showcasing the talent and putting together something that people will appreciate for what it is, and also just spread the message. Why gospel? I've been asked. Well, I don't know. I've just gone through so many emotional ups and downs this year. So I found myself suddenly just having enough tracks to fit an album, 17 tracks to be precise. And I always jokingly say, perhaps I was praying throughout the whole year. The album represents the phases that I went through and the messages that I was trying to tell God. Because generally, as musicians, we write from a point of honesty. It's very difficult that's the hardest question for me to answer, because I always answer it by saying my career is a highlight. However, I would say, it's difficult. Honestly, I'm clutching at straws here because there's so many moments. And none more important than the other. Some of them are the silliest things happening. Just meeting a person. As opposed to winning an award. Not that winning an award is less important, but sometimes we also put so much value in human currency. Just getting to know people. And this is a highlight, me getting to know you, me getting to meet you, and I always give youngsters this advice when I do interviews to say, don't be selective of interviews. Because some of these youngsters, they make one hit and they think they've arrived, and they forget that every piece of publicity is publicity. It's good for you. Every person you talk to, every word that comes out of Genevieve's mouth about me is word of mouth, and yeah, so, and that's why we are talking right now, where I even told my manager to say, don't do due diligence. Don't go check out who they are. What are they trying to do? What's their numbers? If they've got one number, I need that one number. If they have one viewership, one viewer, I need that viewer. So it's hard, to answer your question, it's hard to say which is a highlight. This is a highlight. Happy? It is very important to think positive and speak highly of yourself. Don't wait for validation. My hit single from earlier on this year, featuring Busikhat Debe. The message in the song is very simple, that we all need to look towards God for guidance, for assistance, whenever we are in trying times, and I continue then to say, don't just look to God, because God helps those who help themselves. And how can you help yourself? By having a positive mind, think positively. I go through a range of emotions. One day I'm happy, one day I'm sad. I don't know why I'm sad. I'm just sad. I don't know why. Moody, whatever. And luckily, I don't drink, I don't smoke. So the downside to that is that I don't have a masking effect, but music is my healer. So I fall back on the music and then obviously pray about it and constantly focus on positive thoughts, because we all have problems, but there's so many people out there who have bigger problems. So thank God for the little that you have, because it's a lot to someone else. And then my message to all entrepreneurs out there is that don't be afraid. If you fail, don't be afraid to start over. I've had a few failed business ventures, and part of me starting over was going back to school, because I realized that I did a lot of interviews where I would be labeled as award-winning DJ, producer, and entrepreneur. And that would go to your head, obviously, because you're being told you're this entrepreneur, and then suddenly you try, but then what I would forget is that the success of my label was based off my talent and not necessarily my entrepreneurship. So then suddenly you're trying to branch out into business and things just don't work out. And then I realized quickly that, hey, look, music comes easy for me, business comes easy for others. So perhaps you're lacking in this department. So go back to school, learn a thing or two and network, get to know other people, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I'm 2 years into my 3-year degree, and that's my message to all budding entrepreneurs out there, to say, don't be afraid to start over. I did.